Hey everybody, I'm Justin.
And I'm Mariah. And this is Jam's World.
Got it. Okay, so today what we want to talk about is do's and don'ts of college. So we're gonna give you guys a couple do's and don'ts of college, especially for you guys that are about to go right into college. And this will apply for right now as you're in online classes, and also when you transition to on campus later on in the future. So my first do will be choose the right college, which is very important. You want to feel at home. I know that's what I did, and you know, when you take your time to go over your senior days and like junior day, when you can go to like a college to visit a college, take advantage of that. Visit some college that you want to go to, and make sure, in my opinion, that you feel at home, and not just the most popular college or whatever you think is going to get you the best job. And I'll explain why a college is not necessarily going to get you a best job. It's what you do. So
to piggyback off that, I chose personally, I was always an artsy person, but I was never really big on school. I always knew the importance of it, but I really never needed to go to a big school. So I chose a very small art school that happened to have maybe max 100 students at one time. That's how small it was, and I absolutely loved it. I stayed close to my parents just for that security blanket, but I really never saw them. I still felt like I was actually really far away. I was only like 10 minutes away. Because once you're on college campus, you really feel like that's like your new hub. That's your community. So I felt safe. I loved it. It was small. I knew all my teachers. I knew every student. That's the perk of a small school. There's perks on a big school and small school. So he went to a big school, I went to a small school, and we both loved our school. So it's all about what you like,
right,
and need.
Yeah. And so my next do would be to choose the right major. This is very important because I know I started off with the wrong major, and I was ignoring what God was telling me at that time in my life to major in history. So I ignored that and went into business management instead, and suffered for 2.5 years because of that in college. It was pretty hard, pretty stressful for me, but once I transitioned to history major, I felt a lot better. My grades excelled a lot more, and I felt more successful about what was going to happen after graduation.
That's great. And also for me, like I said, I've always been artsy, so I always wanted to be an artist since I was probably around 8 years old. And so once I got out of high school, I got really into technology. So I was like, what can I do with both of this? What can I do with art and technology? So I chose graphic design, and I chose that in my junior year of high school, and I stuck with it, and I love it. I love how I have options. I'm a person that I like to switch up a lot. And with graphic design, I can kind of bounce around, and that fit me really well. So I really thought about my major for a while. So that's why I knew what I wanted to do right out of high school.
So my next do is when colleges start back up, what you want to do is go up to the top floor, because usually that's the quiet floor in most college libraries. And the quiet floor obviously means that when you go up there, basically that you won't see like group projects happening. You'll see mostly people like spread out, like way out. There'll be a big area you can spread out, have your headphones on, and just study. Go to the stacks, find your books, write a paper, just read, study, whatever you got to do your homework, but it's quiet, so you can focus a whole lot more. And I know that's what helped me, even in business school, when I was taking some classes, and the classes that I was actually good at, like I would go to the quiet floor sometimes and actually be able to get work done. But this is where it helped a whole lot when I went to history major, because that's where I would go to write pretty much all my papers. And some reason, I don't know why I like this spot, but I guess I don't know if the airflow was better or something, but I'll pretty much go to the same spot every single time and write and crank out papers. And I may do 30 minutes to an hour every few days of the week, just to spread it out. So I don't like to cram stuff. I like to take my time. So that's what I'll do. I'll go up there every couple of days and crank out some more pages, and then I'll be done within a couple weeks or whatever.
My next do is to surround yourself with those who are going to elevate you. Meaning, when you go to college, you kind of tend to go to people that kind of act like you and think like you. Of course, it's okay for the first few weeks, but after that, you need to find some more elevated thinking friends. Because all you're going to do is be in that same mindset bubble for all 4 years. And you came to college to grow, right? So get outside your comfort zone, get some new friends, get someone that has the same hobbies as you, but a different mindset as you. And it takes you really far in college. It really does. I did the opposite, so I saw the benefits of the other side, and it's just a lot. So like I said, elevate your thinking and your friends while you're in college.
Right. And the next one I want to say is, as far as buying books and renting books, you definitely want to try, if it's possible. Now, I don't think every book you'll find online, but go online to try to find your books, because like I know people that have gotten some mathematics books that were like $400 or $500 in college. So it's like, that's pretty ridiculous. So if you want to find, you know, cheap books, I'll put some websites in the description down below so that you guys can have some resources to know to go to, so you can check them out and see what books you can get for lower prices. And I would say rent your books, because I mean, there might be some books that you can roll into other classes or that you may need in the future that you can just keep and buy. Like, 'cause my parents and even I have some books that I kept after college that I can still go back and reference if I wanted to. And she does too, so which is always good to have. But most of your books you're gonna want to rent, because it is cheaper. And just as a caveat, it's not like renting like you rent a car or rent an apartment. It's not a monthly payment. They have a set perimeter of time, like each semester, so they know when your semester starts, they know when it ends, and all you do is pay one price, and then at the end of the semester you just send it back. And usually you will send it back like right at exam time, like right before exams start, you send it back pretty much, or like right after you finish that class exam, you put it in the mail and it goes back.
Cool.
So now we're gonna move into our don'ts. And my first don't, which is very, very important, is do not forget why you're in college. So, and this is more important when you actually move on to campus, because right now, I mean, you're at home. Your parents might be on you about it. If you're gonna take some classes online, they're probably telling you stay in your book, stay in your book. So that's not really an issue. But when you go to that campus, it's gonna be crazy, because things gonna change. Your mom and dad ain't gonna be there. Your pastor ain't gonna be there. Whoever you got in your head telling you, in your corner telling you, oh, you need to study. Don't go out to this party. Da 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 da. It's not gonna happen. Ain't not gonna tell you to get up in the morning. You gotta do it on your own. So don't forget why you're in college. Stay focused. And always remember to put your studies first, no matter what. Put your studies first, because I've heard plenty of stories of people, you know, they had the friends that were partying all the time, and by the first year of college, those people are gone. And you come back to college and you're like, where are my friends at? They're gone because they flunked out, because they were partying too much. I flunked out because I was partying too much. I was blessed enough to have parents that were able to get me back into school. So and that's when I switched my major to history. But I'm here to tell you, make sure you study. And to put in a quote from this guy named Marvin that I knew, that kind of mentored me a little bit before college. He was telling me, you know, make sure to study, go to that third floor in the quiet room, and just remember the freaks come out at night. So study and then go have fun. That's what you want to do. Study first, then go have fun.
Balance. My don't is don't let your GPA drop. And how I beat that, quote unquote, is I withdrew from classes I knew were going to be too hard for my workload at that time. At my school, the year-round school, which I really liked, that means I got my 4-year degree in 3 years. It was 3.5 for me because I withdrew from some classes, but I was okay with that.
Right.
My GPA never dropped, even though it would have, if I continued with the hard class. For example, I had 3 kind of hard classes and then 1 extremely like over the top coding class. I couldn't do that coding class on top of those 3 really hard classes. So I decided to withdraw that coding class and do it later in that year or later the next year.
That's the best way.
And my GPA maintained to be steady. So I didn't want to ever get to like, I know myself very well, and I know what I can handle, and you will know yourself too after you get a few classes in college. Because my first year was super easy. Second year, of course, get a little hard. Third year, started coming down. So I don't want GPA to drop from that first year and a half. So I withdrew, and that's why I kind of had to stay in college for a little bit longer, but it worked out in the end. I didn't miss nothing. So it was like, keep your GPA high. Withdraw if you can withdraw during your drop ad period.
Yep. So another part, just to basically bounce right off of her, is to always, because that's one thing you want to keep track of. Like, 'cause if you wait till after that withdrawal time, then you keep that grade that you had when you did it, when you first dropped out. So if you fell in the class, you got the F on your record even though you withdraw it. So, but to say what I have to say is don't lose track of like time periods, like to withdraw, to change your semester, to change dorm rooms, because that's going to be very important. That's going to be very critical, especially for your freshman entry-level classes. That's going to be very, very critical, because if you wait too long, like even some classes, even a day, if you lax on a day, you're going to miss that class opportunity, because the people that really got the classes, they were doing it the week before. They would go to their advisor, and I did this too sometimes. They would go to the week before and get their advisor code to fill out the information, and to get their class and get signed off and go sign up for their classes the week before it was supposed to start. So by that first day, right whenever that time period is to sign up, they were on their computer signing up for classes. They got every class they wanted to at the exact time they wanted to. And that's another thing, because if you miss out, the class may still be there, but it may not be at the time you want it. It could be like 8:30 in the morning, which I do not advise taking an 8:30 class time, or it may not be.
It's not worth it.
It's not. It's not. It's gonna be rough. And I'm a morning person. I'm a morning person, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm not doing that. Or it may be on a day that you don't want to. So like a math class could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. Then it could be one day out the week, where it's like a 3-hour class or something like that. If you wait too long, you may only have that option of that 3-hour class. Now, if you like math, go ahead and do your thing. Take it one day out the week.
Yeah.
If you don't like math, you're gonna want to break it up. Trust me, because it's gonna be a beast if you have to sit there 3 hours a day, because that's all you can do. So yeah, keep track of them time periods.
Yes. My next and my last don't slack off during your easy semesters. Like I said, my year-round schedule meant they actually picked my classes for me, and I got to drop that as I needed. And so whenever I saw my easy workload, I'll kind of slack off, like naturally, cause I'm like, I'm pass it regardless. Don't try to get that A. Don't get that B or that E. Try to go for that A, because that's going to help you later on when you do take that heavier course load. I got a little wiggle room. If you could been skating by C and B, it's going or D's. You need that A. You need that A that you had back in that earlier semester to kind of help you bump up from that tougher course load. That's true. What I learned. I'm a pro at keeping that GPA tight.
I wish I had knew her back then so I could know do stuff like that, because I was slacking on that. Yeah. But my last don't would be to don't neglect staying in contact with God during college, because that's a very, very key element. Because I did, and not knowing that God was always in my corner the whole time, even when I wasn't speaking to him regularly. And I say this because for just a matter of fact, it's like when you're studying for a test or something, and before that test comes up, you know you study all week and you just get nervous, and you just pray to God, like, God, please help me with this test, calm my nerves so I can take this test and do good on the test, and I can get a good grade. And if you study, God's gonna bring back to your remembrance those things that you study for. He's gonna calm you down. He's gonna put a spirit of a feeling of peace and joy within your spirit to let you know, like, you got this. Because guess what? You study. Now, if you don't study, you go ahead and pray. Hey, it's cool, but God ain't gonna do nothing because you didn't do nothing. He's only gonna work with you because you did something beforehand. And even with papers, like what I would do, I would always I wouldn't always pray before writing writing a paper, but I would always, I would try to pray, especially when I needed more ideas, like I would pray, and then I would go back the next day and have some fresh ideas. Like literally, like the Holy Spirit would be talking to me, telling me what I need to be writing down, telling me to highlighting stuff in the book. I'm like, oh, I need to write that down. Let's get it in the paper. And usually that will help my paper out a whole lot. So make sure to keep in contact with God. Make sure because especially if you go to an HBCU like I did, you know there's a church on every corner. So find a church, do something, because it's gonna help you a whole lot. It's gonna help you a whole lot, I promise you.
Yes, sir. All right, you guys, it was good meeting you all.
All right, bye. So before we go, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and share it too, because your other friends may need advice on this stuff too. So we want to get this out to them, and make sure you guys get it to them. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.